Good morning, everyone. Today it's a proud moment for me to introduce our alumni who will be taking through this session. Uh, Two alumni we have for today's session. Parth Goyal, who has successfully completed his JEE Advanced and JEE Mains, and right now he is pursuing his uh, studies in Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology. He's doing an aerospace engineering. And then we also have Dhruv Agarwal. Right now, he is pursuing his graduation in COEP, Pune. So both of you, Parth and Dhruv, thank you so much for taking your time and for preparing for today's session. And I guess they will be sharing their expertise on navigating the JEE exam. They'll be offering practical tips, strategies, and inspiration to help all the current batch students to achieve your goals. So, Dhruv and Parth, the platform is yours. Go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am.
First of all, it's an absolute pleasure to be in front of you. And so it's this is a
Parth, your voice is not clear.
Is it clear now?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was saying it's an absolute pleasure to welcome all of you into this webinar that will be designed specially for JEE 2025 aspirants. And also since you'll be having your JEE mains starting in 1 month, so it's a very crucial time for you as well. So, as you embark on this journey, remember that the road to success is paved with determination, discipline, and a belief in your own potential. As we say, JEE is not just an exam, it's a test of perseverance and passion. It won't just test your knowledge, it will also test your strategies and also your mindset, like how well are you able to cope up with the exam day. So each late night study session that you must be doing, every tough question you solve brings you one step closer to your dreams. And right now is that moment where you get to access those dreams. So today we are here to guide you, inspire you, and equip you with the strategies and knowledge to excel this JEE Mains 2025 exam. So stay focused, curious, and most importantly, believe in yourself, because if you can dream it, you can do it. So we'll be looking over to the PowerPoint now. So first important step while doing any exam is to look over the timeline that you will be having the next 6 months. It will be a complete action-packed 6 months that we'll be having. The end of January, you will be having a JEE first attempt, and then within 1 week only, you will be released the JEE mains answer key, through which you can check the score that you obtain in JEE mains. I repeat the score, not the results. Then within 3 weeks of JEE first attempt, you get your percentile of that first attempt. This is only the percentile, it's not your official rank. Then the second attempt begins from the first week of April, and same within 1 week the answer key will be displayed, and then within 3 weeks your second percentile will be displayed, and the best of the both will be taken into consideration, and your rank will also be displayed in with your scorecard. And then soon, within a few weeks, your JEE Advanced registration will also begin, which is very important. And then within a few weeks span of time, you will have your JEE Advanced exam. So as you can see, won't be much time between your JEE Main second attempt and JEE Advanced. So if you focus too much on JEE Main second attempt, you might not have enough time. As you can see, there's almost just 1 month difference between JEE Mains and JEE Advanced. So we'll go to the
Parth,
next slide.
sorry to interrupt. Can you turn off your video so that I guess then
Okay,
your connection will be better.
all right, I'll do it. Is it better now?
Yeah, maybe it will slowly improve. Go on.
Yeah.
Next.
So yeah, so this will be the contents of the presentation that we will be going through and this webinar. So let's start with the basic introduction. So as we all know, JEE offers admission in majority of engineering colleges in India, including several prestigious colleges such as triple IITs, NITs, IITs, IISc, and IISCs. Also, speaking of non-government colleges, they also accept these JEE mains results into admissions. This webinar aims to develop a clear understanding of what to do in the last few months of JEE, because it is very important to know that what you have been doing till now from 11th to 12th has been completely different than what you will be doing in the last 1 month. The last 1 month you'll only be studying to score more marks. The syllabus of JEE is as given in the official JEE website, and it is really basic syllabus. And NTA is known for asking questions well around the radius of official NCRT syllabus. You can expect one or two questions outside from the mentioned syllabus, but 99% of the questions are within the NCRT base syllabus. And it is also important knowing that J mains will not at all ask you questions that will make you think intuitively. Majority of the questions will be formula or application based. So you might not stress yourself in this last 1 month thinking that I'm not able to solve a very difficult problem or something. And so referring to just to give you a account of how J 2024 happened. Referring to the previous JEE examinations, you can kind of expect the 99th percentile for any JEE mains exam to lie around 200 plus minus 20 marks. So around 180 to 220, you can expect a 99th percentile depending on whether your shift is easy or hard. And JEE has three individual sections containing 25 questions each of 100 marks each with plus 4 minus 1 marking scheme. Till 2024, you had 20 questions of plus 4 minus 1 and then 10 questions of plus 4 0 numerical based, only which you had to attempt 5. But now it has been removed the optional basis and all questions are plus 4 minus 1 with no options. This shows that JEE still remains to be a high scoring exam. This should be a sign for you to focus more on quantity rather than going in deeper into the topic. I repeat, many people make this mistake in their JEE mains examination. They end up focusing on quality rather than quantity. There will be topics in your JEE preparations which would be really intuitively challenging, but may not have much challenging questions in JEE mains. This is very much true. Topics like fluids, rotational motion, ionic equilibrium, these are known for their classic problems in JEE advanced. But let me tell you, in JEE mains, a very basic questions come from these subjects and only one or two question comes.
If we look at the do's and don'ts during the JEE preparation, there are some tips which each must follow so that they can get the most out of them. Here, sometimes the best of the students tend to deviate from what they could achieve and what they achieved. If we look at the do's, now I know all of you like there you'll be studying late night or in the mornings, but you must know that you have a each body cycle. Your body cycle is unique. You should not like go to YouTube and search how to get 200 plus marks in JEE mains in 1 month or so, because it's not that you will be it will be helping you in any way. You should trust yourself that you are doing it right. Make your timetable every day or per week that today I'm going to give a mock test and I'll tomorrow I'll be revising that so that your whole week is being productive. The mock exams should be given alternate days or like twice in a month or twice in a week so that you are well prepared. Give the mock exams, do not like cheat during the exams because ultimately the exam will then cheat with you. The rough sheets should be made use thoroughly. In the exam, you'll only be getting 5 to 6 A4 size papers. So Now in your book, I know you'd be writing very big in the page. So try to limit yourself to only taking 5 worksheet per mock test. Do not skip any chapter completely. Last year, NTA for all the subjects, physics especially, it was too basic paper. The paper pattern like the weightage per chapter didn't make any sense. In some shift you would be getting 4 questions from kinematics, in some none of them. So at least make sure that you have read all chapters thoroughly. The formulas are you are well aware of the formulas. Do not dive deep depth in the inside the chapters. You only need to have a basic understanding and the basic formulas. All questions are worth the same marks. So it will be better if you solve the formula once first instead of taking the intuitively challenging questions, which will not be of much advantage if you spend most of your time on these questions. And also the questions are repetitive from many topics. So look at the PYQs and make sure that these all are repetitive. So next time you will be more confident in them. So when the questions come in exam, you're not like, oh, this is the first time I've seen it. You already know the pattern. You already know how to solve the procedure. So it will be easy for you. You can solve it in a matter of seconds. The don'ts. Do not leave the basic chapters such as units dimensions. I know in FitG, like in first year, they did not teach all your like screw gauge, vernier calipers, all the instrumentation devices. These are very important. In all the papers, you'll at least get 1 to 2 questions in physics, which will be related to these. So it is better if you learn from YouTube, or also in our school we have taken practicals for verniers, caliper and screw gauge, which will be most helpful for you to gain 10 marks, minimum 10 marks. Do not change your exam strategy. Like initially, if you are attempting mock papers right now, you would be going by a sequence, like first I'll do maths, then chemistry, then physics. This should be the same strategy during your exam time also. Do not change the strategy looking at the questions. Like this time physics is hard, so I will do it at the last. Try to follow the same strategy, otherwise you'll lose your confidence and also your time. Do not pull all-nighters during the last few days of the exams. At least have a minimum of 8 hours of sleep. Do not like, oh, I have still not completed this yet. If you like one day before the exam, if you pull an all-nighter, the results will not be as you have expected. If you look at the exam strategies, time management. First, we should create a well-laid revision schedule. Right now, there's a month left or so about for the JEE exams. Take out at least 2 days in a week for your mock tests, and the day you give your mock test, the next day should be for the revision. You have to review your mock test, like where you lost your marks, or why didn't I study this portion, or where do I need to improve more. The weak topics, right now your strong topics are strong, but you need to improve your weak more. Use different strategies. If you want, you can, at the end of the session, you can even ask us for some tips to improve your strategies. For
So practice and revision. So we'll be looking over at some strategies that you will need in JE 2025. So first is mock test. So it is very important. I have noticed that people who did not engage in giving mock tests, who were afraid, thinking that we have not prepared for the mock test, we don't know how the result might be. Well, it's better to score less right now than score in the exam day. You might encounter 2 or 3 questions that right now that you might encounter directly on the exam day, or you might help yourself in any way possible. So I don't think it's any worth of you to skip mock test. Regularly give mock test. I think by now you should be giving one mock test per day at any chance. Revision techniques. Adopt effective revision techniques. One very important revision technique is repetitive memorization, which is suppose you wake up in the morning, first thing you do is that you read through all the short notes that you made for the theoretical things, all the formulas, and it is just a quick 1 hour glance over all the questions. This ensures that you have retention of information try to recall the information again and again while you're solving test papers. Analyzing mistakes. What worth is it if you're not analyzing your mistakes? Analyzing our mistakes to understand or address underlying issues. So, analyzing your mistakes will prevent reoccurrence of those mistakes and improve the overall performance as well. Now, I will be sharing individual strategies to master individual subjects. You can look these through closely as this is very important. So, just a minute. Yep. Yeah. So by the end of this session, I will be providing a sample of about like 1,000 problems in physics. They will be containing problems which are segregated topic wise, and they will have all the questions that have been asked in all of JEE till now, which includes a theoretical type, experimental type, and they will be laid out on a medium to hard basis. That you should, I think, you should practice all of these 1,000 problems as well. Second thing that you can do is prepare a file of papers which includes all the formulas of every chapter. Now, suppose if you want to take a quick glance through some formula, you might not sit opening every notes of your book. You might not take whole 3 to 4 bundles of notes just for physics to the exam room. You might not. So just prepare a file of papers which will just have the formulas that you will require in physics exam. Do not deviate away from your goal. I've seen people do this in physics subjects, particularly this subject is vast. So what people do, they want to get a grasp of everything. They want Olympiad questions. They want, suppose like Iridov level questions or anything. I repeat, it's not necessary. Your JEE mains exam is completely NCRT based. Consider it as a CBSE exam, but you don't have to show the steps. That's it. You should not allocate more than 40 to 50 minutes in the physics section. Now you must be wondering that why? Every subject has been allocated 1 hour, 3 hour, and 3 subjects. Well, that's not it. I will be telling that in the mathematics section as well. So depending on the hardness of the section, you can allocate max to max 50 minutes to the physics section, not more than that. Last year, it could be finished in 30 minutes also. Some papers were so easy. This ensures that you have time left for heftier sections. These are the topics of maximum weightage. Modern physics, very important. Minimum 4 to 5 question comes. Now, 5 question, that's almost worth 25 marks if you do wrong. Projectile motion, there's 1 or 2 questions that are ensured from this topic. Next, EM waves, mandatory topic and just a simple formula for everything. Gravitation, another compulsory subject, and in these topics, a fixed problem comes, so it's very easy for you to do this, and you shouldn't spend much time doing EM waves or gravitation. They're pretty easy. Thermodynamics. Now, thermodynamics might appear to be a relatively challenging subject, but most of them come to be out to be very easy. Most of them are based on either Carnot cycles or isothermal work. Electricity and electrostatics, magnetism combined, sometimes up to 8 to 9 questions are asked from just these 3 subjects, and most of them are on basic electricity formula, electrostatics, and magnetic field. Even optics is a very important formula, and I've added units and dimensions because many of you forget to even study this chapter, thinking significant figures and all. But I repeat, when the question comes and you're filled with doubt that what's the answer, this units and dimension becomes a nightmare of everyone. So
Now
strategy to,
for
okay,
now to
yeah,
master
continue.
chemistry. Chemistry used to be my favorite topic, so this was a very good subject for me. For JEE means only NCRT is enough. For inorganic chemistry, study line by line NCRT, especially for all P block, D block, coordination chemistry. These topics are high weightage in organic chemistry. And salt analysis is to like the major part. You have to study it. Salt analysis, there it is not much in depth in NCRT, but if sir has given you notes or something, you can study from it. Physical chemistry, the if you refer to NS Avasthi, it is good. You will be mostly physical chemistry can be done through NS Avasthi. Now for organic chemistry, all the reactions in the NCRT, they are major. Mostly in JEE mains they ask reaction based questions. Like they'll give you match the following, or like they'll give you a reaction and you have to tell the name. So all the named reactions are a must. Also the back questions for NCRT textbook, they're also very good for
Dhruv,
organic chemistry.
just hold on. I think the PPT is not readable. Let me share from my end,
Okay, ma'am.
and then you can do it. Yeah.
I can share. I will share it then.
Internet is good, then you can try and share, Dhruv. No issue.
Is it visible?
Yeah, it's visible. It's visible.
Yeah, it's good now. Yeah.
Yeah. For the important topics in chemistry, for physical chemistry, we have mole concept, chemical equilibrium, thermodynamics, and electrochemistry. Mole concept is a major one. If you don't know mole concept, the whole physical chemistry will be a nightmare for you. You have to make your mole concept so strong that the chemical equilibrium, thermodynamics, electrochemistry, all are interlinked with mole concept. So if your mole concept is too strong, then all these chapter will be like a walk-in path for you. For organic chemistry, all the basics like general organic chemistry, sometimes they even ask for nomenclature, so don't miss it. Hydrocarbons, alcohols, like basically whole of organic chemistry is important. They are generally mixed questions from them. They will mix hydrocarbons and alcohol and ask you questions, or phenols and ethers. So organic chemistry you should do as a whole. For inorganic chemistry, periodic table, chemical bonding, P block, D block, all of these are mandatory. At least during your morning time, as soon as you wake up, your mind is very fresh. So you can start your day by inorganic chemistry. So that you can remember it, you can revise it, which will be helpful in the long run. In the evening, solve your PYQs and mock test, and in the night, analyze the mistakes and revise all the weak areas. Chemistry exam last in 2024 JEE was very easy. They were all reaction type formal questions and also match the following and basic questions from your NCRT and Narendra Avasthi. So make sure that you are completing the chemistry exam in 30 to 40 minutes. You should majorly your time should be going to maths as it is very lengthy and very challenging too. If you are stuck with a question, mark it and come back later. This gives you a new view in the question the next time you solve it. In for exam, for advance also, initially I wasn't getting a question in physics, so I left it. And after I solved the whole paper, I came back. And like as you gradually solve the questions, you like get to you remember more and more concepts. Then when I came back to the question, it was easy for me and I could easily solve it.
Now I'll be sharing the strategy to master mathematics, which was actually the key deciding topic in the JEE 2024 examination. And I repeat, do not leave mathematics this year. It's a very important topic and your rank will depend on it. Mathematics is known to have high weightage topics such as limits, differentiability, integrals, and application of derivatives. Algebra, matrices, determinants, complex numbers, probability, binomial theorem. This is also very important. Coordinate geometry, though it might be a lengthy chapter, if you're aware of it, you can just do the basics. Don't get into the special or deep problems, as coordinate geometry is a very hard topic as well. That I don't think they test the J mains doesn't test you on those levels. Trigonometry, though you might not require it directly, but its identities and proofs would be better for you to learn. And in fact, last year, one question every shift, there was a direct trigonometry based question, which was, I think, sine inverse, cos inverse question. Vectors and 3D geometry, a very important question. Last year, so much weightage was given to the 3D geometry and vectors questions. Yeah, Dhruv, can you? Yeah. So it's very easy to do mathematics. All you have to do is solve PYQs topic wise, and mathematics is going to take most of your time. So make sure that you're doing mathematics at the part of the day when you're fresh with your mind and not slagging. Allocate 3 to 4 days for calculus and algebra. I'm telling you on basis of this, you have currently 30 days, and I advise you to prepare an Excel sheet. Okay, mark down every day in the Excel sheet and write what topics you will be covering, and decide how many days you want to give to that topic. Now, what this will do is bring you a sense of clarity. People might be thinking 30 दिन रहते हैं, 30 days are remaining, it's a lot. But when you start laying out your schedule, right, you think that you have to give 3 4 days here, 3 4 days here, you'll realize that you're in some nightmare, or like you're almost short of time. So this will help you actually get to know that how much time you need to give for each subject. Dedicate 2 to 3 days to coordinate geometry, trigonometry, and vectors. And NTA is known for making questions either unreasonably lengthy, which where one question can take up to 10 minutes. Remember, I was telling, do not give combined 1 hour 30 minutes, more than 1 hour 30 minutes to both physics and chemistry. It was because of this. Last year, mathematics, in some cases, just to even attempt 70% of the paper of mathematics, 1 hour 30 minutes were remaining less. That was the amount of lengthy that the paper was. Topics like permutation and combination are known for their tricky questions. I repeat, if you are getting an answer of a question in permutation combination, 99% times it's wrong, because there will be some logic that you might be missing out. So it's always better to do tough topics and intriguing topics like permutation combination in the end. And never start your JEE mains exam with mathematics section, as mathematics section is one section which will eat your time up, and you'll realize in no time that you might not have done maybe 5 or 6 questions, and half of your time is done. So what do you do now? Do you attempt physics, or do you attempt chemistry, or do you attempt maths? Another important one is psychological preparation. Now, we just discussed the academic strategies how to do, but no one tells you this, but psychologically being prepared is also very important. If you are not getting enough sleep, if you are not getting enough focus, if you're getting distracted, it might not turn out to be better for you. It enhances focus and productivity, as we just discussed. It reduces exam stress, boosts confidence, and improves memory and problem solving ability. It is known that if you get 8 hours of sleep, your mind is at its peak and you have fresh memory and problem solving ability. So it's better that you are free and careless the last day of JEE mains. Do not study at all, I recommend.
If you look at the struggles which students are faced with, the major one is exam pressure and fear of failure. You're comparing with your classmates that, oh, he's getting the top marks in the exam. What am I doing? I need to struggle more. He's a topper. What shall I do? These thoughts should not be there in your mind. Every child is unique. You should not be fearful of giving mock tests, that what if I gave mock test and I got less marks? I'll be demotivated. Instead, you should be motivated that if I give mock test and I will get less marks. So for the next mock test, I have to prepare so much that at least I have an increment of about 20 to 30 marks. Each mock test you should be incrementing your marks, and not like you are getting going down and on your slope is going down. It can be sometimes up and down. It depends on the paper, your preparation for that particular chapters, but always give mock tests. Procrastination and lack of motivation. You'll be like, okay, I woke up now, okay, I'll do organic chemistry. I have the whole day remaining, I can do this maths, I will do it sometime later on. And such, it begins the cycle of procrastination. You'll be saying, I'll do it later, or I already know this. Why should I review my mock test? I've already done it. So, because of this, sometimes it can lead to failures also. Lack of motivation. You should be motivated towards a goal. Suppose for this exam, your goal is to reach a top IIT or a top college. So you should be preparing in that direction. Whenever you feel of procrastinating, think that what you want. You want to be a top IITian. You want to make your parents proud. So start studying again. Difficulty managing time and distractions. For this, as Parth mentioned, make an Excel sheet. Write down your things you need to do in, and also as mentioned for each chapter for maths, like 3 4 days for algebra and so. Make your own timetable. Stick it on a wall where you can view it every day and write a quote on top of it that I will achieve this. So you wake up with a good thought in the morning. Comparison with peers leading to self doubt. As already mentioned, do not compare with your classmates. Each of you are unique. He can be like he is very talented, he was born like that, and you will be having such thoughts. But think about yourself. You know that what you are capable of. Talent beat hard work. If hard work doesn't work, talent. If you look at building a positive mindset, first set realistic goals. Break down the syllabus into manageable targets. Do not like today I will be completing 2 chapters of chemistry. In 1 week, the whole chemistry will be completed. It is not possible. Distribute your time. Do not set an unrealistic goal. You should focus on progress. Track improvements, not perfection. As mentioned in mock test, do not focus that you are getting less. Try to improve and get more next time. Self affirmations. Use phrases like I am prepared or I can do this. Avoid negative thoughts. Mindfulness and meditation. If you are someone who can't concentrate at more than 2 3 hours at a stretch, try meditating in the morning for 10 to 15 minutes. It will help in calming your mind, which will also increase your productivity. Deep breathing exercises. Take breaks, take short breaks during your 2 3 hour long stretch of studies. This will help you in maintaining your mind fresh, and also it will help in boosting your productivity. Physical activity. Do not be crammed up in your home all day. At least take half an hour or 1 hour as you can and place any sport or go to the gym or like at least do some physical activities at your home. Positive visualization. Picture yourself confidently solving problems. You should always think of yourselves that I can do this problem. Let it take at least half an hour or so. But if it takes more than half an hour, try looking at the solution once. Do not spend more than half an hour on any problem. For J means at least. Final tips. Focus on consistency rather than perfection. You should be not looking at your scores and saying that, oh, I'm not getting enough marks right now. Be consistent. Study consistently. Give your mock test consistently. You will be receiving your results soon. Maintain a healthy balance of study and relaxation. Do not like be relaxed all the time. At least study for right now. You have only 1 month left, so you can study for 6 to 8 hours a day. Celebrate small milestones to stay motivated. If you are in the top 10 ranks of the test, be happy that you have been your success, your hard work has been achieved. Remember, it's not an exam, it's a measure of your worth.
Right. Yeah, I'll be taking. So now I'll be taking over an very important thing that you have to do, reviewing previous year's paper. I'll tell you, this is where most of majority of proper what do you say committed JE takers fail. They do not review previous year's paper. If there's one thing that can boost your performance right now, it's reviewing previous year's papers. Now let's be real, okay? You have only 1 month left. The syllabus that you could not, or I should say topics that you could not cover when you didn't have any stress, can you cover it right now? No, you cannot. So best you can do is review previous year's papers. Maybe look at previous year problems that came. or something like that. It helps you to understand what topics to emphasize more and what to emphasize less. If you are substituting so much of your time in studying rotational motion, but just one question comes from it where anyone could do, who's at loss? You're at loss. And why did this happen? Because you did not review previous year's paper. So what you should do, you should review previous year papers. And it boosts your confidence. It helps you that, yes, I know this comes, and it's very easy. It helps you develop a strategy so that on exam day you are well prepared. Now, I will be going through the takings from previous year papers. I do advise you to go through the papers individually as well, but I'll be giving a few open. Physics section. Now, last year paper was found to be very easy in almost all the papers, except for two confusing questions, and it was a rather, I should say, it was a very high scoring exam. That 99 percentile in physics went to 91 marks. It was that high. Generally, it needs to stay between 70 to 80 marks, but it went to 91 marks out of 100. So can you imagine, even if you lose one or two questions, you're directly in the 99th percentile, which was unheard of. Questions were fairly easy. No intuitive thinking was necessary, and it could be easily solved just through NCRT. And it could be finished in 30 minutes. I'm expecting that this year NTA is going to increase their uh, question asking capability in physics, but it won't be of much difference. Next will be chemistry sections. Now, chemistry was one where you could speed run through the section. I repeat, you can speed run through this chemistry section if you have read your NCRT textbook line by line. I repeat, please read your NCRT textbook line by line. It's not that hard. And NCRT is like the god book for chemistry, okay? Even for JEE Advanced, trust me, most of the JEE Advanced test takers, all they study is NCRT for inorganic chemistry. And for organic, this is fairly easy. Questions were straight out of NCRT book, and one question was like this: they directly cropped the image from the NCRT textbook and pasted it onto the question paper. It was visible because of the background color. Even if NCRT textbooks thoroughly read, including inorganic chemistry, organic chemistry reactions, and physical chemistry. Though physical chemistry, I advise not to read from the NCRT. It's unnecessarily uh, hard to think through, but you can still overall go through it and practice questions from NLST. You can easily score 100 on 100. I completely think that it's very easy. Though, yes, you can lose one or two questions in silly mistakes, but yes, that's where the competition is. Who makes the less silly mistakes? One or two tricky. Yeah, can you go back? Can you go back? Can you go back? Uh, another thing that I would advise that the practical book that you're given or the salt analysis, as Dhruv mentioned, it was seen that as high as four questions could be seen from your salt analysis and titration, the iodometric titration or your, what do we say, Mohr's salt titration that you have been doing in your 12th. It was very important. Up to 20 marks you could fetch from there. This showed that heavy weightage was given to practical organic chemistry and practical inorganic chemistry. Then mathematics section. Questions were heavily focused on algebra, matrices and determinants, and coordinate geometry, 3D geometry. Mathematics is one paper where direct question comes from a previous year papers, but all they do is just change the values. So if you see concepts like matrices and determinants, coordinate geometry, 3D geometry, I think that now it's your time to get away from the textbooks and use your previous year papers, because all they will do is just change the values and ask you. What else can they ask you? In matrices and determinants, there's no other concept other than adjoint of a matrix into an adjoint of a matrix. That's all they ask. Even in 3D geometry, all they ask is intersection of two lines and one plane, or two planes and something. Particular questions from coordinate geometry, 3D geometry, statistics, and indefinite were very, very lengthy. I can show you some questions. If you take the calculation, it's so long that you will have to give at least 10 minutes if you have to solve one coordinate geometry question. A particularly easy question came from matrices and determinants, complex numbers, 3D geometry, coordinate geometry, and relations. Now, I just told that lengthy questions came. Now, though they were lengthy questions, they were very, very easy questions. They just had unreasonably large amounts of calculation. So that's why I say if you practice mathematics more through previous year papers, you can actually substitute high amount of calculations that you might not because of lack of preparation. And try to solve mathematics section in the last. Everyone suggests this. Do not try and stuck on one question if you're not able to crack the logic. So this was all for the session that I would personally like to convey to you from my takings of JEE 2025 exam. And yeah, you can share your doubts, and I think we can do a one-to-one basis of doubts as well. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Students,
ma'am.
if you have any doubts, you can go ahead and ask. Let's see if anybody has any questions. Yes, Shreyansh.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
So my question is about the PNC part in mathematics. So what are your
Yeah.
thinkings? I mean, if you can give a detailed review on the PNC part and like how to strategically approach it while self study and while solving the paper itself.
Like for
Uh,
PNC, you have to try. Like don't be more focused on PNC. First study all the other parts for because in PNC last year there was a question in which the answer was in millions. Like if you are spending your time, you're solving, but the answer was in 2 raised to power 20, 3 raised to power 10. The answers were like that. So at least try during your revision a bit time, study only the basics of PNC, like all the formula, the beggar's method and all. Some questions are there which will be easy formula based, so don't leave PNC at a whole, but
yeah,
try not
and
to indulge in PNC.
yeah, and also I think you must be studying for JEE Advanced till now. So you might be doing the circular method for solving PNCs. I repeat, all those type of method they don't come that much. What JEE means tries to ask in PNC, right? They're mostly emphasizing on making you do every calculation manually. Like they want you to form the every possible combination and then take out the total number of that is coming. So in this, most of the time, what happens is you forget to take one factorial, or you forget to take one combination that might be possible, and making all those combinations might end up taking you the whole page as well. So that's why I suggest, and only one question comes from PNC most of the times. Yes, it is doable. 50% of the times it is doable. 50% of the times it requires you to strategically think. So you can leave PNC for the end. Do not emphasize much on that.
Like in right
Thank you.
now in the five, you have only five questions for the numerical type. So try not to do PNC in that because the answer in for the numericals in PNC have some unexpected values all the time. So you'll be wasting your time doing that in numerical and then it won't be any much of help. So try not to do PNC in numericals. In the MCQ, it can be doable. But if you miss a case or so, then the answer will be down the drain. If you're very much confident that I have a much more grasp on PNC, then you can go ahead with PNC. Otherwise, it is better to do rest of the topics than PNC and probability.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other? Guys, I wanted to ask you all like right now, Fiji only took 1 year and then some unfortunate things happened. What are you guys doing right now? Are you at home studying or have you joined any other coaching? What are you all doing?
I guess that is taken care, Dhruv. The Fitzy Center head has taken care of continuing their
Oh,
coaching. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't read.
Any other questions, children?
One last thing I would like to say is that try and enroll for mock test series and try to give this mock test papers on your computer in that proctored mode. Okay, don't either take out printouts or do such that I'll do 1 hour 30 minutes right now and 1 hour 30 minutes later. Try to sit in one stretch right now. It's a very crucial time. This is one mistake that many people make. They will try to solve the mock paper in formats, like the question paper will be printed out. Don't do that. The exam will be in proctored mode. So try to give the exam in proctored mode only.
Parth and Dhruv, before we end, if you can share your experiences right now in your undergrad program also, I guess that would be good.
Ilham.
Yes, Parth.
Uh, Ma'am, experience in undergrad program, like
Your engineering, how it's going
okay,
on?
okay,
I
okay,
mean,
okay, 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 okay.
yeah.
It is going well till now. I mean, yeah, it is interesting and it's good. You have a lot of things to do in college as well, apart from studying all the extracurriculars. And yes, studying is one bit. Although you shouldn't become a nerd coming into college and only study, try to put your hands and feet through there in the first sem and figure out what you like. So, yes, it's pretty good. The subjects are good, though the subjects are mostly common in first year for all degrees.
Okay.
Um, I am right now in COEP, computer science. So computer science was like my dream. I wanted to study computer science like all of you, obviously. Here, like you would be saying that after coming to college, life will be easy, but it is not so. Here is also rat race going on. All the exams, people are so intelligent that you have to compete with them all the time in order to get a top spot in the colleges or so. The fests and all, like they're all fun. Here, COEP has a lot of fests. So if any of you plans to join COEP, you have to give MST CET. Like you're all giving JEE and advance, but simultaneously give all the other exams like BITS, CET and all, so that there are many options available for you. It's not like if you are giving only JEE, then sometimes some things can happen because of which your result will be not as you expected. So it is better to have many colleges open for you. CS as a whole subject, it is being very, the teachers here are, though there is a regionalism over here, and I don't know Marathi a lot, so sometimes it is a bit difficult for me. But overall, the college is good, the teachers are good, the crowd is also very good over here.
I guess there are no more questions, right? From this audience. Okay. So, as we close, I guess Parth and Dhruv, thank you so much for
Yes,
taking
ma'am.
your time. And the session is very, very, very insightful. I loved the
Yes, ma'am.
session. I guess lots of tips you have given to the current batch students. Even 11th graders also have joined. I guess they will start implementing all your suggestions for the next year's JE. Even for the individually for physics, chemistry, math, you have guided. So that's very nice. I guess doing physics and chemistry first and leaving maths towards the end. I don't know if they are aware of all these tips, but I guess it will be helpful to them. Uh, Thank you, Vita, both of you. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
This is our second webinar with the alumnus. First one Shreyas has done, and now you guys have done today. Amazing session. So I guess we will continue with the webinars of alumni, also alumni contributing to the, continuing to contribute is also something amazing, I guess. So we are happy with our alumni 2024 batch for your best contribution. We are also planning for a alumni meet in the month of January. So let's see how it goes. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
So
ma'am.
our pleasure, ma'am. Thank you for
Yes,
inviting
ma'am.
us.
yeah, see you all in the Akshara campus sometime then.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, I'm
ma'am,
sure.
sure.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.